Oh, my nose. Hi gang. So in this video, I'm going to be trying out some items that I received from Emmy. She has a YouTube channel on here. The channel's name is Makeupry. I'll link it down below in the description box. I entered one of her giveaways and I actually won some of the items in the giveaway. Let's try them out. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about are these nail stickers. I can't remember the name of these. I think I threw away the packaging. I'll write it in the description later if I can find the information right there. But it was a nail sticker set and yeah, I really like them. I tried to get more uses out of one particular nail strip. Because I do have short nails, I thought I would just flip over the other side and use it on the other finger, the opposite finger. But the nature of these stickers is that the edge that supposedly goes against your cuticle is thinner than the end of the nail strip. So right here is supposed to be the end, and this is supposed to go against your cuticle. So because of the thickness of it at the end, when I used it against my cuticle on the other finger, what happened was the sticker started to lift. But the ones that I applied, you know, in the way that it was intended, they don't seem to be lifting, and I'm liking the effect. So yeah, probably will be using these nail stickers for special occasions. They are quite pretty. Okay. Other than that, I did receive a few skincare items. Haven't really tried them out yet, but I also have some makeup items which are my favorite to try out. One of them is an eyeliner, but I'm not going to use that today because it's a basic black liner, so I don't think, you know, it would be that interesting to show you. So yeah, I've got my brows done and my eyes primed with my original primer potion. And I'm going to be using some of these Colourpop Super Shock Shadows. And there's another one here. This is the Super Shock, oh gosh, here we go again. Super Shock Cheek product. There's a highlighter from Wonder Beauty. And this one is in the shade After Hours. And a single shadow. I depotted it because I like to put my single eyeshadows into magnetic palettes. That just helps me use them up more as opposed to having a single, which I tend to ignore. So this one is in the shade this one is an Estate eyeshadow in the shade Schmoney. So I'm going to take that green shade, Schmoney, and let's just see what kind of, how deep this goes on the skin. Okay, I'm using a blending brush. This is the S33 from Esam. I think this is quite a light shade. So let me see if I pack it on with a packing brush, if it gets any deeper than that. Let's see, let's grab some of that and spray it with some MAC Fix Plus if I can find it. I'm reaching the end of my MAC Fix Plus. Okay, so it's much deeper when I pack it on and use the packing brush. Definitely much more impactful, as you can see. So let me just build this up. I usually prefer to build up outer shades with a blending brush like this, but because of, I mean, in the interest of the color payoff, I'm going to use a packing brush for this look. So again, I'm trying to keep it in the confines of this angle right here, from the edge of my nose to the tip of my brow, just so that there's a little bit more balance in the face. So I'm taking it in just a little bit. I'll probably do the other eye off camera to save some time. Bringing that in, and I don't need the shade to be at its full capacity in the inner corner. So I'm just brushing what I have excess on the brush inwards. And also fading out the edges here. So I'm not taking any extra product. I want the pigment to be the strongest right about here. And kind of fade at the edges so that it looks more diffused. Okay, so I've created some sort of a weird, like, upside down L shape, but that's fine. So next up, I'm gonna use the Super Shock Shadows. I think I wanna use this one, this purple one. This is the shade Ripple, and this is an Ultra Glitter Super Shock Shadow. So I don't know if using my finger would be the most effective, probably. I'm just gonna use a brush. I don't really like to get my fingers messy. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. That is gorgeous. This reminds me of another shade I have. But it's definitely very sparkly. It's gorgeous. I wonder if they have Colourpop in Singapore. That is pretty. Look at that. It is so pretty. Okay. Let's see if I layer this pink shade in the middle, if that works. And this shade, this pink one is called Roy G. Biv. And put that smack in the middle. Okay, I don't know if that really is showing up much. I think these two shades are kind of the same lightness and level of intensity, or depth, sorry. They have the same kind of depth in terms of the shade. So now it's not really kind of coming off as a good transition necessarily. Anyway, but it's still very pretty. I like the effect of that. Maybe I'm just going to add a little bit more of that Shimmer Money shade and kind of work that in the edges of the Roy G. Biv. Okay, so that's definitely a softer transition. And when it comes to using shades that are opposite on the color spectrum, this is the color wheel, so let me turn it around. So as you can see, pink and green, they're kind of opposite each other. Purple's right next to it. Usually if you are using a matte eyeshadow or matte formulas of eyeshadows and you put two opposing colors right next to each other, when you try to blend them together, it becomes this weird muddy shade, some sort of unflattering brown typically, unless you kind of really have this very stark line where the two shades kind of depart from each other. For instance, if you're doing a cut crease and you have green on one side and red right in the cut crease area, then that straight cut line won't, won't give you that weird transition shade. However, if you're using a shimmer formula, it's a lot more forgiving because of the sparkle. It kind of disrupts that weird, that shade. So if you look at this eye, where the transition is, I feel that that is something that I could get away with and I don't mind on my eye. So my advice, if you want to transition into opposite colors, try using shimmers. Those seem to work. Also, if you want to do a matte outer corner and a shimmery inner corner or glittery inner corner, patting the shimmer shade on top of the matte shade also seems to do the trick in diffusing and making it more pleasing to the eye. Yeah, so that is my tip if you want to try using opposing colors on the same lid. I do have this Colourpop Super Shock Cheek. Maybe I'll use that as a brow bone highlight kind of thing. Trying to use a blending brush for this. Might be a bit tricky because this shade itself is extremely sheer. Okay, maybe I need to go in with something a bit stiff. So this one is my Chikuhodo eyeshadow brush. I want to say it's the Z7, I'm not entirely sure. But I'm kind of disrupting that harsh line on the exterior. Yeah, I'm just gonna use a matte shade from this palette. I'm just gonna go in with a combination of flash shades. Taking these two shades. Yeah, I think that's okay, that's acceptable. I'm probably just going to carry that same green shade on the bottom lash line. So again, I'm taking this brush, the Esam, G27 brush, and I'm also going to spray it because I want a lot of pigment, especially at the outer corner. And I'm also trying to join those two lines so it looks more like a continuous shade. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then for the inner corner of the eye, on the bottom lash line, let's try this Super Shock Cheek again. This time I'm taking a really detailed shading brush. This is the 237 Zoeva Detail Shader. And I'm going to place that right there. So it's a very champagne-y kind of sparkle. And I'm going to mix that in with the green, kind of buff it back and forth to mix those shades together on the eye. Okay, so this is the finished look. Added this Maybelline Lasting Drama Light Liner in the shade 30 Moonlight Purple in my waterline, my bottom waterline. And for the top, I played around with a couple of liquid liners. I tried to use OK Boomer, which is the silver gel liner. And that didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to, so I just layered a dark purple gel liner from Inglot. This is 74, and I layered it on top of that silver. There's some silver peeking through here and there. I wanted that to remain kind of just a glimmer right there. This is a very kind of, I don't know, like forest fairy type of look. And for the lips, I used Fenty Beauty, the shade Spanked. And this is their Mattemoiselle lipstick, and this was gifted to me from Louise. Hi Louise. I love this shade. I love the shade. It's really, I think it goes with pretty much any look, to be honest. I think it's a great shade. Anyway, and I think it complements my skin tone quite well. Okay, so for the rest of the face, did a bit of concealing under the eyes, around the nose, around the mouth, typical stuff. Powdered it down. some blush, some bronzer, that's about it. I can definitely see why people enjoy the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow formula. It does apply really nicely and glides on the eye and gives a very full impact appearance on the lid. So that is it for the video. Let me know if you like this look as well as what you think of the Super Shock formula, if you actually have any of these Super Shock shadows or the Super Shock cheek. That's it from me, and ciao for now.